So people, what's up? Hope everybody is doing well. Hope everybody is doing all right. Welcome back to the Coach's Desk. I'm your host, Coach Minze, and we're here to talk about a topic that I thought would have been, pretty interesting, and definitely will be sharing that bit of information with you at this particular junction. Hey man, big up yourself, people. Thanks for the support, and definitely really appreciate the support that you have been giving the Coach's Desk. Big up to all my other co-workers then, the other Jamaican bloggers then. Big up on yourself. You have been doing a great job as well. You know what I mean? Also, I want to big up members of the erudite squad people. Yeah, man. I'm gonna be bringing up these folks at the moment. Yeah, man. So those are the members of the erudite squad. Big up themselves. They have been, enrolled as members of the Coach's Desk, and we appreciate it. So, people, like I said before, thanks for the support. I will be talking about the video analyst, Sanford Carabin. That's his name. And let me see if I can find a photo of him. All right. That is the video analyst there, Mr. Carabin. I saw him at the match, and I was asking if he was the video analyst, and nobody knew. We do an investigation, and we find out, say, yeah, man, I'm seeing man. He's the man that is responsible for the video analyst. And of course, you know that Coach Theodore Whitmore would have been asking for a video analyst, right? Which is pretty important to any team. And he insisted on getting his video analyst, and it's someone who a performance video analyst that Coach Theodore Whitmore wanted, and this man would have gotten the job. And the duty that he performs, people, his job is basically to assess performance using video to develop an understanding of actions that can, inform decision making, optimizing performance, and support the coaches and players in their journey towards optimal result. And this is basically the JD job description of this video analyst, which is very essential in football these days. Now, as I said before, I told his name. He is tasked to do the job. Sanford Carabin. And guess what? He's a Canadian. Can you believe it? Yes, man, he's a Canadian. This man is not just a video analyst, because he started out his career as a coach. He's still a coach as well, so I guess that he probably will be assisting Theodore Whitmore in the scheme of things, grand scheme of things, when it comes on to the coaching aspect as well. What to tweak, what not to tweak, and all these things. He has also been a technical director at 4 clubs in Canada, as well as a district. Yeah, he overseen a district for the past 15 to 16 years. Majority of the clubs that he has been with would have been clubs with between 3,000 to 5,000 players. So those are essentially big clubs and national licensed clubs. So it is a good thing to have someone like this. Along the way, I've completed, this is what Carabin is saying, he has completed national license in both Canada and the US. I have my A license in the US, my national B in Canada, and I'm just finishing my UEFA A license in Europe, which I started many years ago. Yeah, man, and that's what the man is doing right now. He's 52 years old. He admitted that he didn't take the modern day path to where he is now. You know what I mean? Guess what? How did he reach to Jamaica? This man actually resigned his job, yeah, as technical director at North Mississauga Soccer Club recently. Mhm. And from what I've heard is that it was a lucrative sacrifice that he made, you know, to after he handed in his resignation. And that would have also been a consistent pay package to focus on full time on the Reggae Boyz and Reggae Girls for the next 7 months. So he doesn't only work with the Reggae Boyz, he works with the girls as well. You know, this takes sacrifice, this takes commitment. Yeah, we always talk about commitment. This man resigned his lucrative job where he's certain of getting a salary every single month to come and deal with the Reggae Boyz, the video analyst. He seemed to be someone who is very experienced. Yeah, very experienced based on what he would have achieved based on his footballing handling. The man with he's actually a Scottish from a Scottish background originally. He got involved with the Reggae Girls 5 years ago when then goalkeeper coach Hubert Bobsey, with whom he grew up very close to, invited him to lend support in a field that he had started educating himself on 3 years prior. Yeah, and he was using it in his club primary as a tool for coach education. So he would videotape a coach doing a practice and he would come back and sit with that coach. So part of his role in that club was to make their coaches better. So he used video as a tool to help out coaches. And that is a good thing. At the same time, though, he would use the same video for the players. And what he's saying, it started to evolve and he invested personally in taking courses. That's the video analyst courses. Having a coaching background and then understanding the phases of the game made him probably fast track to being a good analyst. He knew the game from an analytical point of view already because of his experience as a coach. It was now just how to basically change that and use those tools, and really focus on helping coaches to understand the game from a video analysis standpoint. So it was his role as technical director. He invested in aerial cameras, which is good. He said he started looking at how to break down games. He bought all kinds of software tools to use to facilitate the workflow processes, and even then eventually started to educate himself in using it at a higher level. So by the time Coach Bubsy called him, he was fairly confident, you know, that he could deliver what they were asking of him in terms of being the video analysis. You see, this man seems to be onto something. Yeah. What they were asking of him was to basically, could you come on our trip for a qualifier game in Honduras? Film more games and cut moments of the game and use it to help the players improve, whether that was tactically as a group or individual as a player. That's what they basically asked of him initially. So he actually brought all of his camera equipment over, filmed the games, and then broke them down, provided clips for the coaching staff, and that was the first time he thought anyone in Jamaica used video, because the men weren't using it at all. So it essentially, the ladies were the first to start this thing out to Coach Bubsy. Yeah. So what he said is that he then kept going with the girls through the 2018 qualifier for the World Cup. got to understand that some of these girls are analysts at their professional clubs. And the hardest part was convincing the leadership at the JFF, the Jamaica Football Federation, that this is a tool that is standard practice right now. So the man had a challenge in convincing JFF to, to hire him as a video analyst, which was happening around the world. It was new to especially to the professional athletes. These are things that are broken down to them. Are you breaking the lines correctly? Are you moving into the space? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? You know what I mean? After all, it is an example of best practice, of course. All the teams have it. Jamaica wanted to stay modern, and the JFF didn't have to spend a lot of money. If they trusted in him, he would start to develop it for them. So it was used a lot in qualifying. The Reggae Girls got results, and everybody was happy going to the World Cup. So this man used his equipment, his skills as a video analyst to help the team to qualify for the World Cup. Now, Mr. Carabin insists that performance video analyst is just a teaching tool that is meant to inform the coaching process, not to replace it. So it basically help it, inform it, right? Give it a little more meat, so to speak. So it was used a lot in qualifying the Reggae Girls. Sorry. Yeah, it was used a lot in qualifying the Reggae Girls. So, I mean, it was not to replace the coach in itself. So what he's basically saying is that his job is to provide insights to the coaching staff, right? To them to look and see if they can utilize that and create a better game plan or an adjusted game plan. You know what I mean? Because this will help them to see where the players are, to actually create that plan that would have been useful in helping the team going forward. He said that he met Coach Whitmore in 2019. And that was when the Reggae Girls did a tour of the country. And he explained to him what he was doing. He seemed interested, but his concern was financially. The JFF may not, have the resource to bring him on board. And I said, no problem. I never thought much about it after. Then, he said he got a call last year to come on a call and explain in more details. You know what I mean? So Coach Whitmore knows a thing of people, according to this, because if other coaches before did not utilize it, then you have to say no while going. You know what I mean? So he called in this gentleman to, make a presentation to the hierarchy. The girls were improving because of his ability to analyze the video performance analysis. He provided visual tools to utilize things like creating more individual development plans for the girls. So when they go back to their clubs, they would send those clips to them, right? With the areas that they need to work on based on the performances at the camp. So essentially, it is helping the players to improve their games even when they go back to their clubs. You know what I mean? And what Mr. Carabin is also saying is that they not only just leave it there, they develop a communication line with the professional clubs so that these clubs know that when the players come to Jamaica, the best practices are in place. You know what I mean? In this particular field, which is performance analysis. So it is something essential, and that is good to know that they are actually dialoguing with the clubs. You know what I mean? Mr. Carabin also noted, people, that he was supposed to go to Japan as a test. But, it never materialized. That debacle in Japan, in Serbia and Japan. The game against Japan, we all know that it was cancelled. And Whitmore used his report for the Serbia, and a lot of the stuff that he put in there, basically an analysis of Serbia's last 10 games. So the effectiveness of the play against Serbia was as a result of what Mr. Carabin did. You know what I mean? So what Mr. Carabin is saying that he does, people, he looks at the opponent's last 5 games. But for that tour, he had more time. So he did 10 and plotted how they were going to play, what they were going to do in attack, in defense. This is how they are going to set up in corners, and a lot of it came through. Whitmore called him, and he needed him to come to the Gold Cup. So Whitmore was impressed on what? On that result that they got out of the Serbia game, based on what Mr. Carabin would have told them, based on the 10-game performance report that he would have given them. You know what I mean? So Whitmore wanted him for the Gold Cup. What transpired at this Gold Cup? Why didn't this work? So now they were at the Gold Cup, and the whole idea was to find a way to build into the workflow of a camp. So every practice is filmed, of course, as usual, and that's a good that are good in practice that we want to reinforce to the players. We could cut them out and send to them. So all of this was put in place to ensure that the players see what they were doing and essentially improve their game. You know what I mean? He basically saying that he think that it is slowly building trust between himself and the players and the staff. Coach Tapper, Coach All, yeah, they are building a trust. They are being more supportive of his role. And what he's saying is that Coach Tapper wants to know more. He may not use it, and I accept the fact that I could spend 40 hours on work, and he decided not to use that piece of info Carabin said. So he doesn't care if his information isn't used. He only wants to know that he presented. You know, because as he said, Coach Tapper wants to know more. You know what I mean? He is very much aware that the position could be considered tenuous, but he's grateful for the opportunity to work with Jamaica. You know what I mean? The women and the men's senior team. He's also thankful that the JFF brought into the side of the game, and he noted that there are plans to educate coaches at the lower levels in Jamaica in the near future, which is very critical. And when these things, and these are the things that Jerry Miller is doing, people. Jerry Miller, football analysis. These are some of the things that he is doing. I'm not sure to what degree, to what level, but if we could get a Jerry Miller in some training, then definitely his thing will take off, and you'll have more experienced people in this position in Jamaica. You know what I mean? So Jerry, when they're ready to take on the whole training, why you jump on it, brother. You know what I mean? The game that they played against Honduras, Mr. Carabin said he believed that he provided enough information on the opposition to help with more on his staff. Yeah? They are going to be aggressive. That's what he told them. They are going to be physical. They are going to try to get in our faces. They are going to work the ref for fouls. Typical Honduran team, no different from previous years. So he got it spot on, and that's basically how they played for real. The difference now is that he's saying the difference with this Honduran team is that we expect they were going to take more risk in the game. So they are maybe going to, to push more forward and all of these things to expose the ball, all of these things of the game. But basically, he did not see that. Theodore Whitmore is saying that Carabin, he's saying that what he brings to the team is very, very important. It is of great importance. He said that it is very important, and he plays a critical role in what we are doing in terms of analyzing opponents and our team and the strategies on how we can approach games, areas of teams where we can exploit, etc., etc. And essentially what he's saying is that they're having a very good working relationship. with him, and I think the players are receptive of him. When they went out to the warm up for at the National Stadium when they played Canada, he was out there on the field, looking on himself and Paul all watching them through the routine. You know what I mean? And Whitmore is saying basically that this video analysis, performance video analysis, brings a lot to this campaign. You know what I mean? So if they continue on this trajectory, I do believe that things can improve for the better when it comes on to the Reggae Boyz. Because if Carabin is as experienced as he said, if it assisted the girls in making it to the World Cup, why it took the boys so long to get them? You know what I mean? So it is what it is at the moment. It sounds to me that this person does a lot of hours in trying to find out the ins and outs of teams. You know what I mean? Especially the opponents. These are, if you notice, the same thing like what Jerry Miller does. You take out moments of the game, and though they will probably film the entire game, but they take out moments of the game to show individual players. Or say, for example, the defensive unit of the team, the midfield, the forward, how they are moving and all of these things, how they are breaking the lines, how they are running through the channel, their off the ball movement. So I do believe that this will actually enable the Reggae Boyz to progress. Is it too late? We're not certain, but definitely I see this as a very, very, very useful tool, useful addition to the Reggae Boyz campaign. So let's see going forward if this is the breaking of the ice, if this is the momentum that we would need to catch on to. Let's see how Mr. Carabin will continue to work with the team. But like he said, it's not everything that the coach actually takes from him. And he totally understands that. But I wonder if that is a mistake. What are your thoughts, viewers? What are your thoughts? You believe that he should actually, if this man is getting the result, it worked against Serbia, it worked against Honduras. Can his work be utilized right throughout the campaign, and not if he said that the coach wants to know, wants to learn? I think I would utilize him in every aspect of the campaign. You know what I mean? So let's see how the strategies and the tactical awareness of the game improve. The players improve when it comes on to this performance video analysis, how we will help the team in going forward. Yeah. And like I said before, people, Jerry Miller is doing some similar work. You have to check it out on his channel. That's Jerry Miller's Football Analyst. You have to check it out. These people are critical in the game. And you know why these people are critical, especially a Carabin and a Jerry Miller? These individuals have coaching experience. And to take it a step further, I'm not sure if he has playing experience. Jerry Miller has playing experience as well. So people, here comes the end of this video. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for the interaction. Really appreciate it. This might not be one of your typical video. This is more of a video that, you know, is different, basically, unorthodox. You wouldn't expect this sort of video. But I trust that you'll enjoy the content. You know where this is coming from. And you know, Whitmore saw what was happening and drafting this man. So you must know the thing said. Yeah? So big up yourself again, people. Thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate the support. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. And I normally say peace